Don't get a puppy if you can't keep and love a dog for its lifetime. No fucking excuses. I'm a shelter manager. I want to tell you about the extinction of the background of a shelter. Hope you will hear this sound. Firstly, you manufacturers and sellers, y'all should work in a shelter for just one day. Maybe if you see the sad, painful, sad look in those eyes, you will stop breeding and selling dogs to people you don't know or will never know. Just got this cute little puppy you just sold. This is the way she will most likely end up in my shelter when she grows up and isn't a cute little puppy anymore. So did you know that a dog that is left at a shelter is 90% likely to not walk out of the shelter? Plain or not. Whether it is abandoned by its owner or abandoned, at least half of the dogs that come to my shelter are purebreds. My favorite excuse: we're moving and it's impossible to take our dog or cat to our new house. Is that really? Or we didn't know he was going to be this big when he grew up. He is huge. How big did you expect a German Shepherd to be? We can't give him much time. Really? I work 10, 12 hours a day and have time for my 6 dogs. If wanted, it's possible. Bringing the garden together. Have you ever tried taking it home and making it part of your family? They always say when they leave their dogs to me, we can't afford to find a new home for her, but we're sure someone in the shelter will adopt her because she's a very good dog. Nope. Your dog probably won't find a new home while in the shelter. Do you know how difficult and stressful it is to live in a shelter? Let me tell you if you like. You have a maximum of 72 hours to find a home after you have surrendered your dog to the shelter. If there is enough space at the shelter or your dog succeeds in staying healthy, that time may extend a few more days. If he has a cold and flu, he will die in that place. Your dog will be confined to a small compartment with 25 other barking and crying animals. He or she will be extremely depressed and cry nonstop, thinking about the family that left her. If your dog is lucky enough, people will come to the shelter that day. If not enough volunteers, your dog will not stand a chance to get anyone's attention and affection. Nobody will do anything for him or her. Unless we count the waste of a bowl of food extended under the door or a huge vacuum hose. If your dog is a big and tough breed, pit bull, Rottweiler, Mastiff, etc., it's almost dead the moment it enters the shelter. These dogs will never find a new home, no matter how cute, smart, or well-behaved they are. If the shelter is full and your dog has not been neutered in the first 72 hours, your dog is euthanized to make room for new futures. If there is enough space at the shelter and your dog is from one of the in-demand breeds, the euthanasia period will be delayed a few more days. Don't get a puppy if you can't keep and love a dog for its lifetime. No fucking excuses. Most dogs develop overprotective attitudes in the area they live in within a few days and are destroyed due to their aggressive attitude. Even the most innocent, gentle, and calm dogs develop this attitude. Even if we assume your dog has overcome these obstacles, he will start cucking or get an upper respiratory infection within a few days because he hasn't left his kennel. Shelters don't budget to provide treatment for each dog, so euthanizing your sick dog is inevitable. Do you also want me to tell you how they put your dog down in a shelter? First, your dog will be removed from his cage on a leash. He or she will start wagging their tail with joy because they will think they are being taken for a ride. When they come to the door of the room, they won't want to come in and will be mad. I don't know if death smells. I don't know if they feel the lost souls there. But there's one thing I don't understand, and every dog, without exception, shows incredible resistance to going through that door. Your dog will be leash first. Depending on how strong he or she is, 1 or 2, vet techs will hold him, her, tight. Then the euthanasia technician, or vet, will begin. She will find a clotted vein on the forefoot and inject a killer dose of pink liquid into the vein. I hope your dog doesn't panic because he's tied and suddenly pull his leg. I have seen needles piercing their legs in sudden movements. I've seen walls painted red from blood splatter. I've heard desperate screams that will make ears deaf. Not all of them fall asleep right away. Sometimes they shrink for a while and their breath is cut, try to breathe and spit on themselves. When it's all over, your dog's body is piled on top of the bodies of other dogs waiting to be picked up like trash behind the shelter, just like firewood. What do you think will happen next? Can it be burned? Should we throw it in the trash? Can it be turned into food for other pets? You can't know or even imagine. Y'all don't want to know anyway. Somehow he was just an animal. You can get a new one anytime, right? I hope your eyes roll out of their nests as you read these, and I hope you capture what I witness every day. I hate my job. I hate that my job and shelters still have to exist. I hate the fact that shelters are going to exist unless y'all change. I hate how you just don't know that the lives you impacted aren't just the life of that poor dog you just dumped to the shelter. Each year, 11 million animals die in shelters in the US alone, and you can stop this. I do my best to save each and every life, but the shelters are overcrowded and new animals keep arriving every day. Please listen to what I have to say. Don't buy a dog while dogs in shelter are dying.
Let him
do not look for a mate for your dog. Do not mate your dog. Most dogs develop overprotective attitudes in the area they live in.
They don't have a family
within a few days and are
Female dogs won't recognize their kitties when they are grown. If it is a boy, he never knows a pup. Each dog that is not neutered causes 67,000 dogs birth in 6 years. Remember that. Do not allow puppies to be born that will die in shelters with inevitable endings. If you say, I have found trusted humans who will own all of the puppies to be born, think again. When you check in 6 months, you will see that they don't have those trusted people anymore. Make sure of this. Hate me if you want to, but you can't change the truth, and the truth always hurts. Maybe I can change the mind of those reading this who want to pair their dog, think about giving them a home, or have any intention of buying a dog. Maybe the person reading this will go to a shelter and say, I read an article and came to rescue a dog. That's why I wrote this article. This article was written by Tamam O Zaman from Turkey. Hashtag to Tamam O Zaman in Turkey. Please go to CovalentKennels.com to get all your puppy needs, doggy needs, any advice. And we're family owned and operated. And go to a shelter if you want a puppy. Please. Thank you for watching.